Welcome to Cactus Cove. This is lot number 4 at Highland RV Campground. It's right next to this green mailbox. Of course, it says Cougar by Keystone on it. There's number 3 right below the Cougar to verify you're that lot number 3. Quick walk around just to show you how everything works. First off, there's 2 of these RV propane tank storage places. They're at the very front. One side has a small 20-pound tank, the other side has a 30-pound tank. These are off position, turned all the way clockwise. And that's how I'd like you to leave them whenever you check out. But when you get here, most likely it will need to be turned on if you're needing to use to cook with. The stove is a propane-based stove. That's currently storage. We use storage for some items if we need them for the RV, not really for you guys. You will see the septic line that runs underneath on the right side. This is a black tank right here, which is for your toilet. All you have to do to be able to pull that is you go to this handle and you pull it out. And as you can tell, we've got some flow. You can hear the sound. Typically, if your tank is full, it's going to take it approximately 2 to 3 minutes to get that to empty out. So this is just us using it while we were working on the rehab and we finished it out. So that's that. And you do not want to leave this open, otherwise bugs and smells will come up through the toilet. This is not like a residential toilet, so when that is finished, you want to close it. You always do that first. The second tank you want to open is the gray tank. This is for your sinks and shower, such as. There's a little handle right here. You would pull that out for any use of the showers or sinks like that. There's actually a separate pull handle for the kitchen sink. We actually are able to leave that open because it does have a standard P-trap. So the kitchen sink should not back up. But for some reason, if someone's gotten here and closed on an accident, you will see there is a pull handle under there, right next to the back tires on the slide out. So you should be fine. We do have a water hose here. This connects. This is all your water. This is how RVs work. If it's clockwise, that's how you turn it off. And counterclockwise is on. So for now, I'm going to leave that on for the rest of the demonstration. So that is on. And the septic line does run straight to the septic tank here. Center block is just extra weight to keep it down. If you ever do lose your key, we do keep a backup lock box on the back tire, just in case to help you out. And also on this side, just to clarify, even though we have 2 compartments for RV storage, there is still a selector on them. So if you go in here, you will see there is a selector handle. So if it's switched to the right, that goes over to the tank on the other side. If you turn it, that's the tank on this side, the big one. So right now I'm going to leave it over on the right side. And this one is currently off. This is the big tank. Quick demonstration of how this door works. So you'll come up on the lockbox. It's got the numbers in it. Whatever your lockbox code is, I'm putting that in right now. It's going to be right across the front. And when you open it, you push down on the silver lever. And once you push down on that silver lever, it opens up and the key is accessible. With this key, we tell you only to use it in the top. If you use it in the bottom, it has a tendency to break RV keys, so we ask you not to do that. If you're inside, you can use it. It's like a deadbolt, but this is the main thing. It'll take care of you just fine. If I am correct, yes, to the right is locked, to the left is unlocked. Now, this is a big important thing. Listen, a lot of people will take this key out without thinking by turning and just pull it out. They don't realize that on the inside, everything works just fine. It's impossible to lock yourself out on the inside, but they will take the key out, sit it inside, and then open the door, go to their car, come back, they close the door, and they are locked out. So always keep the key with you, or understand how this works. It's got to be up and down, then it's unlocked, and it works inside and out. So now we'll go to the inside. Time to go inside the RV. First off, to your right, you'll notice this is your fuse box. If you decide to use hair dryers, something like that pops a breaker, you just flip these off and back on. That's a great way to make sure you still have power if something happens when you're here. Also, you have a fire extinguisher right here. As we walk in, let's go to your left. You've got a very large energy efficient AC system here. You can set it on echo mode whenever you're not here to keep the temperature exactly where you want it. And if you'd like, while you're here, to keep it really like on a hot July day, you just set it to cool in the temperature, and it will easily keep this place cool. It's imperative that you make sure all of these sunroof visors are down, not up. They all crank. If you clockwise, you'll notice that they'll actually open up, and you want to make sure. Most people just leave them closed because, well, it keeps it much cooler and warmer if those stay closed at all times. Let's go over to the kitchen. Number one thing that people ask me about is, how do I use a propane stove? So first off, we're going to lift this up, and it folds back like so. We kind of rest in that back position, folded in half. We have lighter right here. What you want to do is turn, say, the back left eye, or if you want to use the front, we're going to turn that to the light position. You'll hear light sound, and there she goes. She starts just like that. You can do that with all the eyes, and at any point you want to turn it off, you just turn it to the off position. Always make sure these are all in the off position, and for double safety, we request, if you're gone for basically a day or out to the beach, just go ahead and turn off the propane tanks outside, and that verifies to make sure that no propane's ever accidentally left on. Kitchen sinks works pretty much like normal. You're gonna have hot water. We actually have this set a little hot because it's such a small 6-gallon tank. We have it set a little extra hot, so you don't have to use all hot. You can use some cold mixed in there, and with cold and some warm, you can get a nice warm temperature without just using hot. This is absolutely pointless. You don't need the heater or the pump. It's not even connected anymore, so that just stays there, so there wasn't a hole in the wall. But those are old systems. They're not even good to use for the new ones either. Over here, we do have your internet device. That's currently an extender. You'll notice that it has the green lights on it. The top, left, and bottom are showing it's working. Red means no devices are connected to it on the right side. So everything is fine there. These are push button lights. We've actually disconnected the slide outs, so they do nothing. Otherwise people mess with them and break stuff, so they're disconnected. But these lights you need to have on if you want to use these top lights down the bottom. The one that says CL, the second one, that's actually your security light outside, which is this little yellow light on the outside to give you some ambient light if needed. All these lights, most of the lights work around here. One way is one light, center is off, other way is 2 lights. That's how that works. Next thing I want to show you is the shower and toilet. 2 of the most confusing things for people. So let's go ahead and open this up. In the shower, it's hot, cold, everything looks pretty simple, but there's a small detail that makes it different. Showers conserve water in RVs have an off position and an on position. So make sure if the water's not coming out and you think something's broken, but water's coming out of all the sinks, you have this flipped to the wrong position. So just flip it on, off. That allows people, most people don't realize, you can actually take a shower without the shower running the whole time. You turn it on to get yourself wet, turn it off, go ahead and soak yourself up, and turn it back on. That's how you are able to use such a small heating tank that exists in RVs. So if you ever come in here and try to flip this and nothing happens, It's because the light switch is here. First turn that on. Once that's on, to help you understand how this works, these toilets have a half pull to add water, full pull to dump. So you're going to notice, you hear it, that adds water. If you want to flush it, that's how that works. If you're going to go number 2, you want to fill that bowl as high as you can on this side. So it's going to fill up the bottom. If you're going number 2, you're going to fill it up right below where that water comes out. I'm just going to show you once the water gets all the way to that top rim. Oh, that's actually good enough. That's good for number 2. That ensures that when you flush, it does not build up a TP at the bottom. We have a reminder, don't be putting tampons, Kleenex, anything but toilet paper in there. And even when you use toilet paper, please don't use tons and fill up that bowl, and it prevents the black tank from getting blocked. And those are your basics. Of course, we want to make sure we turn everything off to conserve power. And that's an overall idea of how Cactus Cove works. Thank you so much. And quick reminder before you call me if you think the hot water doesn't work. I always ask people to double check this container. This has your hot water faceplate on it. It's actually electric, but this switch has to be turned on. That's off, and this is on. I try to leave it on for most guests, but if it's going to be empty for more than a day or 2, we turn it off. You just close it back up, switch, turn it, pull and turn. That's how you close it.